So, dann machen wir mal weiter mit Visions of Mana. Wir hatten beim letzten Mal den großen Fisch mit 2 Füßen gemacht, die Quest noch abgegeben und das Lichtelement bekommen. Uns ein bisschen alles angeschaut. Und wir sollen jetzt zum Turm gehen.
Let's use the meridian to travel.
Mahlzeit Menko. Schauen wir mal, was wir beim Turm Schönes erfahren über die Standorte. Ich denke mal, der eine Dude wird am Vulkan sein, wo wir bisher noch nicht hin durften. Dann gehen wir von hier, sollte am schnellsten gehen. So. Wo wir eigentlich den Turm sehen? Oh, nicht drauf geachtet. Ne, sieht nicht so aus. Dann rufen wir mal unseren Schildi. Hier komplett rum, ne? Ja. Genau, da lang war's. Dunkle Archiv von Legrazzo. Lograzzo. Dann legen wir doch mal an und schauen mal. Insgesamt, vielleicht haben wir ja auch noch ein komplettes Gebiet hier und nicht nur den Turm.
It's so gloomy here. Feels like we're gonna get jumped by a ghost or something.
Could you not, Val? It is not as grim as all that, I assure you. Brazzo Islet is known for its rolling fog. Not to worry, we will get acclimated to it accordingly.
Is that a menacing shadow I see in the mists?
Julay, please.
Creepy spooks and frightened mooks.
Is that necessary?
The name does this place justice. It sure is dark. Where should we look for Aish? I guess in town is as good a place to start as any.
Ja, erstmal müssen wir den Honig sammeln, ne?
Grizzly! Got some syrup.
Sind hier sogar in einem Stadtbereich. Können weder dashen noch Double Jumps machen.
Yes! Let me see. Nice!
Wenn das mal nicht noch ein Dungeon ist, in dem wir rein können. Wir haben noch die Hoffnung, dass es irgendwann optionale Dungeon und so sind noch. Aber ich habe auch ein bisschen Angst, dass die Ruinen vielleicht schon das Optionale waren. Neben Quests halt.
Taking this?
So, nehmen wir immer schnell die Kiste mit. Dann hatten wir auf dem Steg noch was einzusammeln.
This is kind of exciting. Nice! Yes!
So, dann flitzen wir mal durch. Ja, langsam hin.
Taking this?
Das ist auch mal wieder ein Bärenladen. Das ist, glaube ich, ganz gut. Weil da sollten wir dann auch endlich mal wieder neue Sachen haben. Und kaufen.
Yes.
Dann wäre es mich noch ein bisschen den Kram sammeln.
Let's rest up. Yes.
Honig wollen wir da natürlich liegen lassen. Aber glaube ich mehr als genug Honig aktuell haben. Ja, wer weiß, wie viel wir hinterher kaufen können dafür noch. Ja, da gucken wir direkt mal rein.
Peruse at your leisure. I see you. Happy doing business with you.
Hm.
I see you. Happy doing business with you.
Meinen Sie benutzt aktuell Fächer, oder? Nutzt die Handschuhe, ich meine Fächer. Hm.
I see you. Happy doing business with you. I see
Eigentlich könnten wir alles einmal kaufen.
I see you have a good. Happy doing business with. I see you have happy doing business with. I see you have happy doing business with. I see you have happy doing business with. I see you happy doing business with. I see you have a happy doing business with. I see you happy doing business with you. I see you happy doing business with you. I see you happy doing business with. I see you happy doing business with you. I see you have happy doing business with you.
So, damit haben wir alles.
Anytime. Welcome. All these goods are the cream of the. Take a look at base meal form your per. Take a base meal form your. Take a base meal form your per. Take a base meal form your.
Für eine neue
Base
Rüstung.
meal form your purchase. Come back again sometime.
Yes.
Hm. Warte mal.
Grizzly.
So. Es soll irgendwo, da hinten ist die Kiste. Voilà.
Let me see. Nice. Got some syrup.
Babu, badudu, da babadubum.
So, wir können 3 Magie-Elixiere kaufen. 3 Vital, 3 Glücks, 3 Geist. Das ist schon mal nice. Alles wieder 3-mal. Dann hebt Statuseffekte aller Heilstatus. Hebt. Fotoöle können wir mitnehmen. Feennüsse, immer schön. Honig auch gut, da hatten wir auch nicht mehr viel von. Dann haben wir alles gekauft. Oh, war recht teuer, war recht teuer. So viel haben wir jetzt gar nicht mehr. Das ist doch schon noch ganz gut, dass ich noch die ganze Zeit gesammelt habe.
Taking this.
Hm. Haben wir keinen Honig? Nee, noch nicht. Ja, mal schauen möchte auf die Map. Denn ich möchte erstmal noch da oben, bevor wir da reingehen. Können wir nämlich noch ein bisschen was sammeln.
Got some syrup. Yes. Got some syrup. Yes.
Dann haben wir noch eine Kiste. An der ich erstmal wieder vorbeispringen. Sehr gut.
This is kind of exciting. Nice. Got some syrup. Yes.
Dann schauen wir mal, was wir da hinten noch Schönes haben.
Got some syrup. Yes.
Auch in Anführungszeichen nur eine
Let
Kiste.
me see. This might be useful.
Aber Honig immer gut. Können wir vielleicht mittlerweile auch Honig kaufen oder ist Honig immer noch Binder- und Sammelexklusiv quasi? Warte mal.
Grizzly.
Den wollen wir natürlich auch noch mitnehmen. Ich einmal kurz bei Mischwarenhändler.
Welcome! You can't go wrong with these goods.
Nee. Schade.
Come again soon.
Naja, dann gehen wir mal hier rein.
Pamail. Welcome back to the archives.
Who are you?
Please, remain calm. I am pleased to see you in good spirits, as always, Master Aish.
Quite. After the appointment of the new Alm of Water, we received word from Niccolo that the party had to set off without the rest of the alms. As you may have surmised, the Alm of Darkness has not yet been named. I believe you all made the correct decision. That is, if I am indeed addressing the Alms and Soul Guard, I am Aish, head curator of these archives. I am honored to make your acquaintances. If it were not for the presence of your companion here, I might have remained in the stacks and missed your arrival completely.
Did you call her Pamail earlier? What is that, a nickname?
Oh, I assumed her fellow alms would be familiar with her alias. Palomina prefers to go by Pamail when visiting Legrazzo incognito.
Oh, you mean when you wear that outfit that fools no one?
Unfortunately, yes.
Nonsense. Your disguise fooled the majority of the scholars who live here. They were indubitably convinced of your humble origins.
You are too kind, but the affirmation is appreciated.
Well, if you two are friends, that makes this quicker. Can you help us find a way to deal with Delafos?
Delafos? Interesting. I did not expect to hear the name of such an ancient hero spoken under these circumstances. Tell me more. An unsettling predicament you find yourselves in, to be sure. Much as I would love to analyze your encounter in detail, I do not think we are afforded the luxury of time. We must now turn our attentions toward a way to successfully oppose Delafos.
Great! Less small talk and more problem solving.
Forgive my directness, but are you perchance a sproutling? Your garb and stature seem to suggest so.
Could be. Who's asking?
This is the first time I've observed a sproutling up close. Our resources on the subject are limited. Might I convince you to submit a few tissue samples for further study?
I'm kinda busy with this whole Delafos problem. Maybe later?
I will take you up on that.
Whoa there, buddy!
Circling back to our previous discussion, I believe your best chance against Delafos would be to set a trap meant to inflict harm and sap his power. Unfortunately, the creation of such things has long since been deemed dangerous, and knowledge thereof banned from general consumption.
Makes sense to outlaw things that hurt people.
You will find that it has taken quite some time for humanity to reach that same conclusion, I fear. Arvid's War comes to mind, the single longest and deadliest conflict in our history. The seemingly endless fighting only ceased when the Benevodon presence made itself known. The combat records of the time we have on file state that the Benevodon's anger
Ich
itself
hab gar
was
nichts
incited
gemacht.
by the wanton
Gar
consumption
nichts.
of mana power by the people of the world.
Mahlzeit, Tag.
Oh, I get it. The scholars wanted to keep people from
Mir
causing
geht's ganz
another
gut.
war, so they banned the study of their most
Freut mich
dangerous
zu hören.
techniques.
As you say. But I digress. So goes the tale
Ich
of
hoffe,
how
aus
the
dem ein
legendary
wenig
hero
wird bald ein
traversed the
viel.
world, sealing away the Benevodons in each of the lands, as we currently understand it. Even here in Lagrazzo, we has a defeated Benevodon on the top tier of the Passagian Tome Spire, the Benevodon of Darkness, Zabelfar. After the monsters were sealed away, whispers of curses swept through the lands, warnings of prophetic disasters should the Benevodons awaken. Darkness will deepen, breeding monsters in its wake. As foretold, the Tome Spire now teems with fearsome enemies. The forbidden scripture you now seek rests in the middle of their nest, inaccessible to all who value their lives.
But what are we gonna do?
We must beat Deilophos at his own game, of course. Fear not. I will see you to the Passagian Tome Spire myself.
Did Ace just say he was coming with us? Into a den of monsters?
Can't be. He must mean to see us to the entrance.
Ace is certainly interesting, but he does seem to want to help us get to the Tome Spire at least.
Okay, also erstmal gucken wir hier, was wir so plündern, looten können.
This is kind of exciting. This might be useful.
Eine schöne Feennuss.
Yes.
Haben wir da hinten auf jeden Fall was?
Let me see. A rare item.
Kelch der Tugend. Mal müsste das nicht. Was war ein Kelch der Tugend? Moment. Anzeit von Fähigkeitsplätzen für Palmina und 2 erhöht. Okay, wild. Ich hoffe, ich habe nichts da übersehen, aber dass sie jetzt als erstes noch kriegt, das ist natürlich ordentlich. Warte mal. Ja, Wissensrune plus, Kettenmagie und Schwert- und Stabrune. Können ihre MP erhöhen. Magiebrecher, nein. Was wollen wir hier noch geben? Den Brandstifter noch geben. Wir haben hier noch einen kritischen Schaden, den können wir geben, ruhig. Laufen wir mal hier den Gang durch. Weil da geht es ja noch ein Stückchen weiter. Potenziell haben wir noch ein bisschen mehr Loot.
Taking this? Yes. Taking this? Yes. This is kind of exciting. A rare item.
Mhm. Warum wird hier noch was angezeigt in die Richtung? Kommen wir auf jeden Fall, vielleicht kommen wir da später hin. Oder wir kommen von hier aus dahin. Guck mal, haben wir hier noch eine Kiste? Warum wird mir die gar nicht angezeigt?
Yes.
Und vielleicht war das die, ich glaube, dann an Ebene einfach angezeigt wurde. Okay, dann sollten wir uns hier einmal komplett umgeschaut haben. Aber es sind mittlerweile keine Spoiler mehr für dich, Dark.
We've restocked the stores of ink, but according to my notes, I am afraid that the structural support for the building must be replaced as well.
Already? How time flies. Since we replaced the posts on the same schedule as the alms pilgrimage, without the fairy's arrival to remind us this year, we must have completely forgotten.
That's how you're propping up this place? Given the state of the architecture in Lagrazzo, I shouldn't be surprised. It's a little crooked.
How quick you are to judge. Every minute detail of these halls has been measured thoroughly for structural integrity. As such, even the slightest bit of negligence in the upkeep will cause the complete collapse of the building.
Then what are you doing? Get a replacement now!
The apprentice scribe was meant to acquire a suitable reinforcement, I believe. You should ask him. More importantly, am I in the presence of this year's convoy of alms?
Yes, indeed. Though they are currently lacking an alm of fire, the rest of them represent the alms of wind, the moon, water, and wood.
Fascinating. An alm of the moon has not been designated for at least 16 years. We've sent several scribes to Aetern in the past to document the changes since its destruction.
I think those two got distracted.
What are we supposed to do about the building?
Honestly, I care more about Aisha's promise to show us to the Tome Spire.
We can't just let the building fall. I'll go ask the apprentice for starters.
We will accompany Aish, so as to attempt to extricate him from that animated exchange as soon as possible.
Hooray! We get to babysit the head curator of the Dark Archives.
Okay, if I were an apprentice scribe, where would I be? In the archives, I guess.
Also gehen wir doch mal noch mal rein. Warte, hier lang.
Excuse me, I'm supposed to ask you about a structural support for the courtyard? Can you help?
Support? I don't know if we have any replacements stored away.
Hang on. Aren't you the one in charge of getting new ones?
I wasn't given any official requisition notice from management. Restocking these things takes time. I keep trying to tell them. Though, it is the scheduled maintenance period for the courtyard. The entire building could fall and crush the documents we have on file. There's a record of just such a tragedy in the past. A large number of tomes and the scholars in charge of them went missing after a freak accident. They were caught up in...
Oh no, I can't waste any more time. Forget about the history lesson. What can I do to help now?
Well, if you can find an object of equivalent length, I'm sure that will work. There has to be something here in the archives. Let's see here. The courtyard structure needs a post exactly 68.1 centimeters long. Thank you for taking the trouble to assist us. We hardly ever see such friendly visitors in Lagrazzo.
Friendly, huh? You don't have a lot of helpful neighbors here?
A hazard of Lagrazzo's locale. This gloomy place doesn't lend itself to cheerful company, I'm afraid. I suppose a soul guard from Tiania such as yourself may be predisposed to helping people. Is it one of the criteria from which they decide who to send with the alms? Or maybe...
Not another long-winded tangent. I don't have time. Hold that thought. Gotta take care of a few things. Right, so if I were a building support, where would I be? Guess it's back to the archives I go.
Das wird zu groß sein.
Hey, mind if I take a look at your broom?
Oh ho! I see that you too are a connoisseur of sweeping implements. This broom here is over 400 years old, a favorite of one of the more famous alms of darkness.
Wow. How is something so old in such good condition?
Can't you guess? Not a single one of us scholars cares a whit for cleaning. Oh, we have not touched the broom for centuries.
So it's a decoration? Well, I'd love to get some use out of the thing, but it's too long.
A pity. It is a marvelous instrument.
Then maybe you should, you know, tidy up?
Okay. Wir gehen mal hier runter. Der Löffel sieht doch nicht so schlecht aus. Ja, die Ziege sieht eher schlecht aus, würde ich sagen. Gucken wir mal den Löffel an.
What's that thing for?
You mean this wooden scoop? It's for water, of course.
Really? I think the ones in Tiania are different.
Yes, well, you have access to forges in Tiania, do you not? Metalcraft is far easier to come by in a town blessed by the powers of fire.
Oh, that makes sense. Other places don't use as many metal tools, huh?
I believe we have all learned something from this exchange. Speaking of which, have you need of this scoop?
Nah, I'm looking for something to use as a support post, but that's a little too short and flimsy.
How disappointing for you and the scoop.
Ja, wir gucken uns auf jeden Fall alles hier an.
A new
Und dann schauen wir
face?
mal.
Splendid! Me? Why, I'm Bon Voyage, legendary inventor and eccentric genius. And this is my fork of unusual size, a giant's fork.
A what?
A giant! Large, hulking humanoid monsters, you know? You do know, don't you?
From storybooks like the ones that Hina used to read, but not as guests at the dinner table. I didn't think they'd need forks.
This is proof of the existence of giants. Or it might be an oversized tribute to the goddess. Or a fluke manufacturing accident. Whatever it is, it has great historical value.
I didn't realize it was such an important fork. Too bad, since it's the length we're looking for to shore up the building.
Why didn't you say so? It's yours.
But I can't use something of great historical value as a support post.
Never sacrifice them now for the sake of the past. What matters is providing for the future. Wouldn't you agree?
When you put it that way. Okay, I'll try it. All right, now to take this back to Aish.
Übergroße Gabel halten.
Finally!
Okay.
This should be the perfect size. Now to take it back to Aish. If he's finished with his conversation, that is.
Ja, und das andere, also das, was wir ersetzen, das sah ein bisschen so aus, als wenn das das Relikt wäre, was wir möchten, damit wir Dunkelmagie-Klassen, wie auch immer, kriegen. Würde ich mal so behaupten.
My word, sproutlings are like nothing I've ever seen before. There is so much we could learn, so much we could study.
You said you're of a very advanced age, correct? The regenerative plant-like properties in your genetic makeup might have something to do with it. Or perhaps...
Oh, you're back! Finally!
Sorry, it took a while to find something usable.
The diminutive nature of sproutlings might be an evolutionary means to conserve energy within a small frame, according to a treatise I read last year.
Val, you have the replacement, right? Tell me you found something.
It's not exactly what we wanted, but I found a giant's fork that could fit the bill.
Oh yes, the support! I nearly forgot about it yet again.
Do you mind? We were chronicling our newest discoveries on the growth cycles of sproutlings.
Keeping your city from crumbling is more important.
I suppose we might as well replace the support post now before we become even more distracted. Let's see.
übergroßes Kabel überreicht.
A fine post, I must say. Make a note to replace this again exactly 1,460 days from now.
Val, in acknowledgement of your services to the archives, I would like to present you with the old support.
Thanks, but we don't need your leftover junk.
Goodness! I believe this item would be better identified as the elemental vessel, Shade Sight.
How fortunate. It appears that luck is on your side, Val.
They
Ja, es ging
used
jetzt
an
relativ schnell, dass wir die
elemental
letzten beiden
vessel to
bekommen
prop
haben.
up a structure?
We use the tools at our disposal to fix problems as they arise. But I digress. We are finished here, if I am not mistaken. Let us make our way to the Tome Spire, as promised.
I doubt that Aish and I will ever see eye to eye.
How do you manage to keep up with someone like Aish, Palomina?
We have been friends since our youth, and fellowship begets forgiveness. He has not changed.
So, you've known each other for a long time, then?
So, that's one more elemental vessel for us. Let's see what else Aish has to show us.
Umbras Auge erhalten. Umbras Auge beherbergt die Weisheit des Elementars Umbra. Wer sie trägt, kann die Schwerkraft manipulieren und Objekte bewegen, ohne sie zu berühren. Aktiviere durch Drücken der RT die Gravitationskraft der Dunkelreliquie und ziehe kleine Gegner in deine Nähe oder dich selbst in die Nähe großer Gegner. So überwindest du zügig Distanz, ohne einen Fuß rühren zu müssen.
Sounds like we all had a tough time with this little adventure. Better gear up and make sure I'm ready to take on the Passagian Tome Spire.
Ja, gegiert ab haben wir uns schon, aber zum Turm gehen wir natürlich erst in der nächsten Folge. Ich danke auf jeden Fall allen fürs Zusehen. Sagt mal hoffentlich. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.